I stared at the email in disbelief, my coffee cup frozen midway to my lips. Congratulations, Alex Thompson. You've been selected for the executive assistant position at Sterling Enterprises. Report to CEO Jordan Sterling's office Monday at 9 a.m. sharp. But when I walked into that towering glass office in downtown Manhattan, Jordan, tall, impeccably dressed in a tailored suit, with piercing blue eyes, didn't hand me a job description. Instead, she slid a diamond ring across the desk and said, "Marry me. It's not what you think." My heart pounded as I sat down, confusion swirling in my mind. Jordan leaned back in her leather chair, her expression a mix of calculated calm and something vulnerable I couldn't quite place. "Look, Alex, I vetted you thoroughly. You're smart, discreet, and from what I can tell, you're not entangled in any messy relationships. My family's trust fund has a clause. I need to be married by 35 to inherit the full estate. I'm 34, and I have no intention of tying myself to someone for real. This is a business arrangement. 1 year we fake it, you get $1 million, and we divorce quietly." I should have walked out right then. But the weight of my student loans, my mother's medical bills piling up back in Ohio, and the dead-end jobs I'd bounced between since college made me hesitate. "Why me?" I asked, my voice steadier than I felt. Jordan smiled faintly, a crack in her armor. "Because you remind me of someone who won't complicate things. And honestly, you're the only candidate who didn't seem intimidated by a woman in power." We shook on it that day, and just like that, I stepped into a world of luxury yachts, gala events, and whispered secrets among New York's elite. But as weeks turned into months, the lines blurred. Jordan wasn't the cold tycoon the tabloids painted her as. Late nights in the office turned into shared dinners, her laughter echoing in my tiny apartment when she dropped by unannounced with takeout. I found myself noticing the way her hand lingered on mine during practice for public appearances, the subtle warmth in her gaze that felt too real. The first crack appeared at a family dinner in the Hamptons. Jordan's parents, old money conservatives from a long line of Wall Street moguls, eyed me suspiciously. Her father, a stern man with a perpetual frown, pulled her aside. I overheard snippets. "This girl? She's not from our world, Jordan. And marriage? We expected you to settle down properly." Jordan defended me fiercely, but later that night, as we drove back to the city in silence, she confessed, "They've always pushed me toward men like my ex-fiancé, some banker heir. Coming out to them years ago was hell. They tolerated it but never accepted." I reached for her hand, a gesture meant to comfort. But the spark that ignited between us terrified me. Was this part of the act? As the wedding approached, a lavish affair disguised as genuine to fool the lawyers, my own family weighed in. My sister, back home in the Midwest, called me excitedly at first, but when I hinted at the truth in a moment of weakness, she went silent. "Alex, you're playing with fire. What if feelings get involved? Mom's already fragile after Dad left. She couldn't handle another scandal." I brushed it off, but doubt not at me. Jordan and I rehearsed vows in her penthouse, the city lights twinkling below. One evening, after too much wine, she kissed me, not for show, but with a hunger that left us both breathless. "This wasn't supposed to happen," she whispered, pulling away. But it had, and now every touch, every glance carried the weight of unspoken truths. The ceremony was a blur of white dresses, flashing cameras, and forced smiles. As we exchanged rings, I wondered if anyone could see through the facade. That night, in the honeymoon suite we shared for appearances, Jordan paced the room. "We can stop this anytime," she said, but her eyes betrayed her. I didn't want to stop. The attraction had grown into something deeper, a connection forged in shared vulnerabilities. But the price was looming. Jordan's board members whispered about conflicts of interest, and my old friends accused me of selling out. The internal conflict tore at me. Was I betraying myself for money? Or was this the start of something real? As we lay in separate beds, the silence heavy, I realized the fake marriage had awakened feelings I never knew I had. For women, for Jordan specifically. The next morning, headlines blared. "Sterling heiress weds mystery woman. Love or legacy play?" The storm was just beginning. The honeymoon in the Maldives was supposed to be a week of staged photos and relaxation. but it became the crucible where our pretense melted away. Jordan and I walked hand in hand on pristine beaches, the turquoise water lapping at our feet, but the conversations turned raw. "Tell me about your life before this," she urged one evening as we watched the sunset. I opened up about growing up in a small town, the suffocating expectations of heteronormative life, and the quiet crushes on girls I'd buried deep. Jordan listened, her fingers tracing patterns on my palm. "I knew I was gay in high school," she shared, "but my parents sent me to therapy, called it a phase. I built this empire to prove I didn't need their approval, but here I am, faking a marriage for their money." Back in New York, the reality hit harder. Jordan's mother, Eleanor, invited us to brunch at their Upper East Side townhouse. The air was thick with tension as she scrutinized me over Eggs Benedict. "Alex, dear, what are your intentions with my daughter?" she asked pointedly. I stammered a response about love and support, but Eleanor's eyes narrowed. "Jordan's always been rebellious. Marrying a woman like this, it's not the image we uphold." Jordan slammed her fork down. "Mother, enough. This is my life." The argument escalated, with Eleanor invoking family legacy and societal norms. "Think of the board, the investors. They're traditionalists." We left in a huff, but the seeds of doubt were planted. My own internal battles raged. At work as Jordan's assistant turned wife, colleagues treated me differently, some with envy, others with pity, assuming I'd married for status. Whispers followed me in the halls. "She's just a gold digger." One day, my best friend from college, Mia, confronted me over coffee. "Alex, this isn't you. You're living a lie. What happened to the girl who dreamed of her own career?" I defended our relationship, insisting it had become real, but Mia's words stung. "If it's real, why the contract? You're betraying your principles." That night, I confessed to Jordan, tears streaming. "Am I just convenient?" She pulled me close, her embrace fierce. "No, Alex. You've awakened parts of me I thought were dead." But her phone buzzed incessantly, board members demanding meetings about distractions. The pressure mounted when Jordan's ex, a high-powered attorney named Lauren, reappeared. Lauren cornered me at a charity gala, her smile venomous. "Jordan's using you just like she used me. She'll discard you when the inheritance clears." Doubt crept in, especially when I found old emails between them, lingering affections. I confronted Jordan in our shared apartment, the city skyline mocking our turmoil. "Is this all a game?" She admitted to past mistakes but swore her feelings for me were genuine. We made up passionately, but the trust was fractured. Meanwhile, my mother's health worsened. She called, her voice weak. "Alex, the neighbors are talking." "A woman? It's breaking my heart." I hung up, guilt twisting like a knife. As months passed, the fake marriage evolved into a real partnership. But at what cost? Jordan faced a board vote on her leadership, with rumors of a coup fueled by her unconventional lifestyle. She worked tirelessly, sacrificing sleep, while I supported her, but resentment built. One explosive night, after a failed deal, she lashed out. "This is why I shouldn't mix business and personal." I stormed out, wandering Central Park in the rain, questioning every decision. Was loving her worth the isolation from my family, the judgment from society? Upon returning, we reconciled, but the damage lingered. The high society events became battlegrounds, where subtle homophobic remarks from investors chipped away at us. Jordan stood firm, defending our love, but each defense cost her alliances. The turning point came during a family reunion in Connecticut. Jordan's father suffered a minor heart attack, blaming stress from family drama. In the hospital, he cornered Jordan. "End this charade, or I'll contest the will myself." Jordan refused, but the emotional toll was evident. She confided in me later. "I'm losing them for you. Is it worth it?" I assured her it was, but inside I wavered. My sister arrived unannounced, pleading, "Come home, Alex. Mom needs you, not this mess." The confrontations piled up, each one a beat in the rising tension. We were in love, but the world conspired against us, forcing choices that would define our futures. The inheritance deadline loomed, 6 months into our marriage, amplifying every crack in our foundation. Jordan buried herself in work, negotiating a massive merger that could secure her position regardless of the family fortune. But the stress manifested in arguments, small at first like forgotten anniversaries, escalating to accusations of neglect. "You're always at the office," I snapped one evening in our penthouse, the view of the Hudson River indifferent to our strife. This marriage was supposed to be fake, but now it's just absent. Jordan rubbed her temples, exhaustion etched on her face. "I'm fighting for us, Alex. If I lose control of the company, we lose everything." Her words hung heavy, a reminder of the stakes. Societal pressures intensified. A tabloid article leaked details of our rushed wedding, speculating on ulterior motives. Comments online were brutal. Another rich lesbian buying love, or disgrace to traditional values. Jordan shrugged it off publicly, but privately she scrolled through them, her confidence eroding. I tried to shield her, but my own demons surfaced. At a support group for LGBTQ+ professionals I secretly joined, I shared my story anonymously. "I'm in love, but the deception eats at me." A woman there warned, "Truth always outs. Are you prepared for the fallout?" The betrayal came from an unexpected quarter. Jordan's cousin, envious of her success, dug into our pasts and discovered the marriage contract in a hacked email. He confronted us at a board meeting waving printouts. "This is fraud. Jordan's manipulating the family trust." Chaos ensued, shouts, lawyers scrambling. Jordan's face paled as her father, recovering from his health scare, dialed in remotely. "Is this true?" he demanded. Jordan admitted the initial setup but insisted our love was real now. The room fell silent, then erupted. Board members voted to suspend her pending investigation. We left the building humiliated, paparazzi swarming. In the car, Jordan broke down. "I've lost it all because I fell for you. Guilt crushed me. Had my presence caused this?" Back home, the arguments peaked. "You should have told me the risks," I accused. Jordan fired back. "You signed up for this." But beneath the anger was fear. Of losing each other, of facing a world that judged us harshly. My family intervened. My mother flew in, frail but determined. Over tea in our kitchen, she pleaded, "Alex, this lifestyle, it's not what I raised you for. Come home, start over." Her words echoed my inner turmoil. Was I defying society for love, or stubbornly clinging to a fantasy? Jordan overheard and stormed out, feeling attacked. That night, alone, I weighed the moral quandary. Loving Jordan felt right, but the pain inflicted on others, her family, mine, made me question if it was selfish. Reconciliation attempts faltered. Jordan sought solace in work, but the suspension left her adrift. We attended couples therapy, where the therapist probed our origins. This started as a lie. Can it sustain truth? Sessions unearthed buried resentments. Jordan's fear of abandonment from her parents' conditional love, my insecurity from a broken home. Progress was slow, interrupted by external blows. Lauren, the ex, sued for emotional distress, claiming Jordan had promised her the world before. "She's a user," Lauren told the press. I confronted Jordan about hidden texts I'd found. "It was before us," she insisted, but trust frayed further. The climax built at a public hearing for the board's decision. Protesters outside chanted against corporate queers, a stark reminder of societal bigotry. Inside, Jordan testified eloquently, defending our relationship as evolved from convenience to commitment. "Love doesn't follow rules," she said. But her father, testifying against her, called it a moral failing. The vote tied, leaving her fate hanging. That evening we faced each other raw. "What if we walk away?" I whispered. Jordan's eyes filled with tears. "Then we've let them win." But the damage was done. Friendships severed, families fractured. Each decision carried a price. Loyalty versus self-preservation, love versus legacy. The tension coiled tighter, promising more heartbreak ahead. With the board's decision pending, Jordan and I retreated to a cabin in the Adirondacks, seeking solace amid the pines. The isolation forced introspection. "We've hurt so many," I admitted by the fireplace, flames dancing shadows on her face. Jordan nodded, her voice soft. "But denying ourselves hurts more. Is that the ethical choice?" We debated late into nights. Was our love a rebellion worth the collateral damage? or a selfish indulgence. Mornings brought tentative peace, hikes where we held hands freely, away from judging eyes. But reality intruded via emails. The investigation uncovered more, including my financial desperation as motive. The betrayal deepened when my sister leaked our family drama to a gossip site, framing me as the victim of Jordan's manipulation. "She's brainwashing my sister," the article quoted her. Devastated, I called home. "Why?" I demanded. "Because you're destroying Mom with this choice," she retorted. "It's wrong, Alex. Against everything we believe." The call ended in tears, severing ties I'd cherished. Jordan comforted me, but her own wounds reopened. Her mother sent a letter. "Choose family or this path. We can't support both." Jordan tore it up, but the rejection stung. Back in the city, the merger deal collapsed under scrutiny, costing millions. Investors pulled out, citing instability in leadership. Jordan faced me in our emptying office. "This is the price," she said bitterly. I suggested annulling the marriage to salvage her career. "No," she refused. "That would mean admitting defeat." But the moral dilemma gnawed. Were we fighting for love or pride? A confrontation with Lauren escalated at a mediation session. "You stole her from me," Lauren accused. Jordan exploded. "I never loved you like this." The revelation shattered Lauren, but empowered us momentarily. Societal backlash peaked with a viral op-ed condemning elite lesbians eroding family values. Protests targeted Sterling Enterprises, employees quitting in droves. Jordan addressed the staff, voice steady. "My personal life doesn't define my leadership." But whispers persisted. Internally, I battled shame. Had I traded integrity for affection? Therapy sessions intensified, uncovering my repressed sexuality. "You've always known," the therapist said. Admitting it aloud was liberating yet terrifying, especially with family estrangement. The board reconvened, tensions electric. Jordan's cousin testified against her, revealing embezzlement allegations, fabricated but damaging. Her father watched impassively as votes swung. Suspended indefinitely, Jordan left broken. That night we faced the abyss. "Maybe we end it," she whispered. But I couldn't. Love had rooted too deep. Instead, we plotted a comeback. Jordan starting a new venture, inclusive and bold. But the cost? Selling assets, downsizing our life. Friends deserted us, labeling our choices immoral. One ally, a fellow executive, warned, "Society isn't ready. You'll pay dearly." The awakening began subtly. Volunteering at an LGBTQ+ center, we met others facing similar struggles. Youth disowned, couples discriminated. Their stories mirrored ours, fueling resolve. But a health scare for my mother forced a visit home. Arriving alone, I found her weakened. "I miss you, but I can't accept this," she said. The visit ended in impasse, highlighting the unbridgeable divide. Returning to Jordan, I chose her, but the guilt lingered. Each step forward demanded sacrifice. Jordan's empire crumbled, my roots severed. The drama intensified, decisions piling like dominoes, each fall echoing the price of authenticity. As Jordan rebuilt from scratch, launching a startup focused on queer-owned businesses, the strain tested our bond. Funding rounds were grueling, investors wary of her controversial past. "Your marriage is a liability," one said bluntly. Jordan pushed forward, but exhaustion led to lapses. Forgotten dates, sharp words. I took a job at a nonprofit, advocating for LGBTQ+ rights, finding purpose amid chaos. But evenings brought confrontations. "You're thriving while I'm scraping by," she accused once. "This was your idea," I retorted. The arguments exposed raw nerves, her fear of failure, my resentment of dependency. Family rifts deepened. Jordan's parents cut her off entirely, rewriting the will. A letter arrived. "You've chosen deviance over duty." Jordan burned it, but the betrayal scarred her. My sister's wedding invitation excluded Jordan, a deliberate snub. "Family only," the note read. I attended alone, facing judgmental stares. "You've changed," an uncle muttered. Defending my life sparked a blow-up, ending in my early departure. The isolation hit hard. Was love worth this exile? Moral quandaries peaked during a public panel on corporate ethics. Jordan spoke candidly about our journey, drawing applause from progressives but ire from conservatives. Backlash included death threats, forcing security measures. Is this the life we want? I asked, fear gripping me. Jordan's resolve hardened. We fight or fade. But doubt crept in when old flames resurfaced. A message from my college crush, now out and proud, stirred confusion. You deserve better, she wrote. I deleted it, but the temptation highlighted my vulnerabilities. The ultimate confrontation unfolded at a gala honoring queer trailblazers. Jordan was nominated, but her cousin crashed, publicly accusing fraud. Chaos ensued. Fists nearly thrown, security intervening. In the aftermath, Jordan confessed a hidden truth. Early in our marriage, she'd considered backing out for Lauren. But I chose you, she said. The revelation felt like betrayal, shattering trust. We separated temporarily, me crashing with a friend. Alone, I reflected on choices. Had I sacrificed too much? Therapy urged forgiveness, but pain lingered. Reunion came amid crisis. My mother's hospitalization. Jordan flew with me, defying bans. At the bedside, Mom whispered, "She's good for you." A tentative acceptance, but too late for full healing. Back home, we rebuilt, vowing transparency. Jordan's startup gained traction, symbolizing resilience. But successes were bittersweet. Lost friendships, tarnished reputations. Society's lens magnified every flaw, forcing constant defense. Awakening dawned. Love demanded sacrifice, but so did self-respect. Tensions eased, but scars remained, each decision a testament to the cost of defiance. With Jordan's startup thriving, we navigated a new normal, modest apartment, genuine connections in queer communities. But echoes of past betrayals haunted us. A reconciliation attempt with her family failed spectacularly at Thanksgiving. Her father sneered, "You've disgraced us." Jordan walked out head high, but tears fell in the car. Was standing my ground worth losing them forever? She asked. I held her, knowing the answer was complex. My own family thawed slightly. Mom called occasionally, avoiding the topic. Progress, but superficial. Professional triumphs came with personal tolls. Jordan's TED Talk on authenticity went viral, inspiring thousands but reigniting tabloid frenzy. From fake bride to real icon, headlines mocked. We laughed publicly, but privately it stung. Moral debates intensified in quiet moments. Had our deceptions invalidated our love? Friends' weddings highlighted our isolation. No invitations from old circles. We've paid the price, Jordan said, but was it equitable? The final awakening hit during a protest for marriage equality. Amid chants, we shared stories with strangers, realizing our pain fueled change. But a counter-protester's shout, "Sinners!" triggered flashbacks. That night we evaluated. Beatings from society, but unbreakable bond. Jordan proposed renewing vows for real this time. No contracts, just us. The ceremony, intimate with allies, symbolized rebirth. Yet, as we danced, doubts whispered. At what cost to others? Years blended, successes mounting. Jordan's company went public. My advocacy influenced policies. But reflections on choices lingered. Families mended partially. Her parents attended a holiday dinner, strained but present. Mine accepted Jordan gradually. Betrayals faded, replaced by forgiveness. Still, the journey's toll, emotional scars, lost opportunities, prompted introspection. Was pursuing forbidden love ethically defensible when it shattered lives? In the end, as we sat on our balcony overlooking a changed city, Jordan turned to me. No regrets. I smiled, but the question echoed broader. Had we chosen rightly, or was our happiness built on others' pain? What do you think? Was their love worth the devastation it caused?